Hi everyone. So today will be a quick video of just sharing how I'm doing these flowers lately, which I've been really enjoying. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here is a page, and it's basically when I have a bit of watercolor left over and I don't want to just waste it. I do these circles and then I doodle some florals, and it makes a great page. So I have done the same with these, which is the St. Petersburg White Nights, the two new colors that I've added to my collection, and then just a comparison of these three. So actually I should write down. So as I was doing that, I somehow must have touched, so there was a little bit of wet paint which I didn't realize, and that transferred. So I'm just going to clean my hand first of all so I don't transfer that color to anything else. Look at this pretty pink color that is in this water jar of mine from swatching these colors. So basically I'm going to try and hide this little blob here. So to begin with, I always start with stalks. So I'm just going to draw straight lines, and these are single lines, so I'm not going to go back and correct them. So I try to get them right in the first go. So I'm basically looking at it and imagining there is a straight line going down like so. So that's the stalk of the one flower. Then I'm going to do the next stalk right here, and in this case you can see that the stalk is right above this flower, so there is no point for me to then draw a next stalk right next to it because it will look a little bit too busy. So I'm going to leave that one stalk and imagine that that sort of is kind of one is hiding behind the other. And I'm going to continue with this stalk and then this one here. So once I've done the stalks, I then can go ahead and do bits like, for example, I find that it makes it look nicer when I just do these little triangles just below, and that to me makes it look a little bit more finished, like so. That's just to suggest that that's the flower being held by that little bit here. They're very tiny, but I do feel that it makes a big difference. Then I'm going to go in and start doing the foliage. So the foliage is really anything I like. So I could do two, I could do one, I could do one on one side, just whatever I feel like. And the good thing here is if I don't get the shape right in the first time, I can always correct it the second time, like see for example now, and that adds a bit of a style to it as well. To avoid it looking messy, you should try and keep as much within the line as possible. Then I'm just going to thicken up the stalks and do one line right in the middle, and I think this time I'm going to keep it to a single line as well. So that's one flower done. In the places where I have very little space, I have to work with it. So I'm going to do one leaf like so. And that should be enough. And let's see, there's one here. So I'm going to do a small one. and another small one right here. I do like to make the tips nice and long, kind of curled as well. So that's that. And already our swatch is starting to look a lot more interesting. And then here I'm going to have a look what I can do, because I sort of need to correct or hide rather this little blob here. So possibly I'm going to do like a really small one going right here like so, and then a line here, so that hopefully hides it slightly more. And I can do this a little bit crossing over. And then the final one we have, since I don't have any large petals or leaves coming this side, I think I might do it like so, just to balance it. And then another one here, and a small one this way. Okay, so that's it. Now I could do something more to them, or I could leave them as they are, just to keep them as swatches predominantly. Or I could just go around them and create little shapes. I could actually do that. So I'm going to just start by outlining these. And if I hide some of the areas, that doesn't really matter, because I have a great swatches over here, so that won't do anything. But it might make the flowers look a little bit more finished, and at the same time we are seeing the color. So I made a bit of a mistake here, but it doesn't really matter. If sometimes your lines are really wonky, this actually works quite well. I think even better than the straight lines, because you can then actually see the lines come out. So I'm just going to do the double line like so, and finally last one here like so. And then I'm going to do these little, let's see my, yeah, here we go, back. Just to suggest a little texture. It's like sort of, I would compare it to like a lace finish. I quite like that. And just quite loosely. That's the whole fun element about these flowers, like so. I actually have gone ahead and purchased another one of these pans just in case something happens to it. This fountain pen, I'm so in love with it that I can't imagine now not having it or not being able to draw with it. It's just, it has completely and utterly replaced the pencil, and in a way I feel it has really made my drawing improve, because with a pencil you always know you have an eraser to rely on, and if you make a mistake you just go and erase it. But with a pen you try to work around it, and you try to be kind of create a style out of it. So I think Okay, I'm going to add centers to it because looking at it, something is missing. So the centers are going to be quite simple because it's on a black background. So, well, not black brown, but a dark background. So there isn't going to be that much visible. So don't need to go into detail. But I'm just going to do these rough kind of circles or ovals actually. Ovals I like better in some cases, and then a little squiggly kind of polka dots sort of thing inside. So that would be it, and then the last one right here. So I'm using a new microphone, by the way, and I hope that this microphone cuts out a lot of the super annoying noise that I have been dealing with lately in this video. So there you go. I think they look rather lovely. They look like poppies. Yeah, that's it. They look like poppies. Okay, so I hope you will turn your swatches into something lovely, and yeah, and you'll have lovely art journal pages. So if you do, then do let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See you soon.